tomorrow we're off air. It's because we're putting in a long one today out at the Ranch Golf and Country Club after recording this episode of Real Talk. So this week it's a Thursday where our friends at Local Environmental Services present the tradition we call Trash Talk. All right, I love this one from Anne. Anne sent us an email, and she says, hey, I just wanted to say thank you so much for bringing on John Valiant, the fire weather author. She said, I wonder if he or you, Ryan, have heard of the latest conspiracy theory. She says, so now the conspiracy that's out online is that the chemtrails are drying out our lands. Now, we said the word chemtrails. We're going to bring out everybody on Twitter. She says, so the chemtrails are drying it out, and then there's laser beams that are being beamed into those dry lands to start the wildfires. And then the reason this is happening is that so people will be drawn into the large city centers, and then they'll be put into the 15-minute communities, and then they'll have to get permission to leave the 15-minute communities so that they can control all of us on planet Earth. Anne says, meantime, Alberta's premier is like wanting to investigate with these fires starting. I think she's playing to the whole chemtrail conspiracy theory. Like, I don't see any other way to see it. Like, she just seems to be deeply entrenched into this conspiracy theory crap. And people need to be paying closer attention and listening to what is behind her words. That from Anne. If you missed John Valiant on Real Talk this week, make sure you check out that interview. That guy is an unbelievable storyteller. Tracey wrote in and said, so nobody's wearing masks in long-term care centers anymore? COVID's not gone. It's still making people sick, and in some circumstances, it's killing people. Yeah, the deaths are decreasing, but they're still happening. Like, according to Alberta Health Services, the weekly rates of COVID cases, hospitalized, admitted to ICU, remains highest among individuals aged 80 and older. So naturally, it makes perfect sense that the government says we can all go maskless in our long-term care centers, right? She says in all caps with a whole bunch of exclamation marks. Why did we even bother going to all the trouble that we went to in order to protect these people before, but like now we just don't give a shit anymore? Then it's not just AHS that's thinking this way. Look around you when you're out in public. It's virtually everybody. Tracey's not wrong. Says, so the bottom line here is that during the height of COVID, people wore masks to protect themselves only, not the vulnerable, right? Because if people still cared about the vulnerable, they'd still be wearing masks in long-term care centers. Like, as a society, it's more clear than ever that most of us only care about ourselves. We're all getting older, and one day you will be in the position of relying on others to keep you safe. And good luck with that. That from Tracey. Nice. Stalled it on the tree. Okay, and finally, this one from Jeff. Jeff's going to take us into the weekend. He says, is it just me, or has the grumbling over Pride Month, over June, been much louder this year than in past years? Like, has Pride, what is it? Have they gone too far with all the initials? Like, I don't know. I don't know, with all the knickknacks you can buy, with all the corporate connections and the marketing, with rainbows on it, with about just every corporation. Like, I don't know, even oil companies endorsing Pride. He says, don't even get me started on Bud Light. I don't know. It doesn't bother me personally. He says, Pride just seems to be the latest thing now for the far right to become enraged over. Now that, I don't know, most COVID restrictions have subsided, they needed something else to get pissed off about. Climate change agenda, arsonists starting forest fires. Jeff says, anyway, happy Pride, everybody. And to those who don't want to celebrate Pride, you've got 11 more months to celebrate being straight. That from Jeff. Love it, buddy. You can send us your trash talk anytime to talk@ryanjesperson.com. Proudly presented by Local Environmental Services. We're going to be teeing off in a few hours, so we got to go. A huge shout out to everybody that's meeting us out at the Real Talk Golf Classic, and we'll be back with another fresh episode of Real Talk for you Monday. We'll see you then.